Morbius, the living vampire. Marvel Comics has a history of weaving horror elements into its superhero universe, cleverly navigating the restrictions of censorship while enriching their comics. This strategy was especially pivotal during the late 20th century when the Comics Code Authority, CCA, imposed stringent regulations that limited the portrayal of horror and supernatural themes. The creation and integration of characters like Morbius, the living vampire, into Marvel's roster was not just a creative endeavor, but also a tactical maneuver to explore darker themes without directly contravening the CCA's guidelines. Morbius, the living vampire, represents one of the most unique and complex characters in the Marvel Comics universe. Birthed from the imaginative minds of writer Roy Thomas and artist Gil Kane, Morbius first emerged in The Amazing Spider-Man issue 101 in 1971, marking a distinct departure from traditional superhero and villain archetypes. This character embodies a profound dichotomy, navigating the murky waters between heroism and villainy, afflicted by a narrative rich in tragedy, scientific pursuit, and a cursed existence. The evolution of Morbius from a Nobel Prize-winning biochemist, Dr. Michael Morbius, to a tragic figure ensnared by his own scientific ambition, a man running out of time and high on ambition. Origins: the transformation of Dr. Michael Morbius. At the heart of Morbius's origin story is the Doctor himself, Dr. Michael Morbius, a character whose life is as brilliant as it is strained. Awarded the Nobel Prize for his groundbreaking work in biochemistry, Dr. Morbius's world is upended by a rare and fatal blood disorder that threatens to cut his luminous career tragically short. Driven by a relentless desire to overcome his condition, Morbius's brilliance shines through his refusal to accept his fate passively. It is this desperation that propels him towards an experimental treatment, one that is as innovative as it is fraught with risk. The treatment, which Morbius hypothesizes could reverse his condition, involves a radical approach combining electroshock therapy and the integration of vampire bat DNA. This bold experiment, rooted in scientific exploration and the hope of redemption, ultimately culminates in an unforeseen tragedy. Instead of curing his disorder, the treatment transforms Dr. Morbius into something otherworldly, a pseudo-vampire endowed with abilities far beyond human comprehension, but cursed with an insatiable thirst for human blood. This transformation is crucial, not only in the physical metamorphosis of Dr. Morbius, but also in the thematic sense, as science's dual capacity for salvation and destruction. Unlike traditional vampires of lore, Morbius's condition is born of science rather than supernatural forces, situating him in a unique space within the Marvel Universe. His vampiric abilities, while granting him powers that far exceed human limitations, also cast him into a realm of eternal damnation, where his existence is marred by a constant battle against his predatory instincts and lust for blood. Morbius, the living vampire, has been central to numerous compelling storylines since his debut. Among his most notable arcs is his initial encounter with Spider-Man, where Morbius's tragic nature and quest for a cure to his vampirism are first introduced, setting the tone for his character's ongoing struggle. Another significant storyline is the Six-Arm Saga, where Morbius plays a key role in Spider-Man's temporary mutation, further entwining their fates. In the Vampire Wars, Morbius faces off against other vampires. vampiric bite. One of the most infamous of the vampire powers, Morbius's bite, carries the dual threat of draining his victims of their vital essence, or damning them to a fate similar to his own. This act of feeding is not just a source of sustenance, but a reminder of the curse that Morbius carries, a constant battle between his scientific mind and the monstrous hunger that drives him to murder and kill. In the vast realm of the Marvel Comics universe, Morbius's abilities make him a character of great complexity and depth. His powers, derived from the tragic fusion of human ambition and the primal forces of nature, illustrate the dualities of his existence, a being caught between the world of the living and the realm of the undead, forever searching for his place in a universe that fears and misunderstands the very things that make him extraordinary. Appearance in media. Animated series. Morbius has appeared in various Marvel animated series, most notably in the 1990s Spider-Man the Animated Series, where his condition and its origins are explored in depth, yet was subject to further restrictions and censorship, like craving plasm and not blood, and not using his fangs to feed, despite having them constantly visible. Film. Jared Leto portrayed Morbius in the 2022 film Morbius, part of Sony's Spider-Man universe. The film centers on his origin story, his transformation, and his struggle with his vampiric nature. Widely considered to be a failure and misfire, as well as a lost opportunity to capture much of the magic of his predecessor and fellow Midnight Sun Blade, 1998. Video games. Morbius has appeared in several video games, including Marvel Ultimate Alliance and Spider-Man Friend or Foe. Morbius's character has evolved significantly since his inception, from a horror-themed antagonist to a complex anti-hero grappling with his cursed existence. His unique blend of scientific and supernatural elements, coupled with his tragic quest for redemption, continues to resonate with audiences, cementing his place in the pantheon of Marvel's most enduring characters. Depending on the storyline and writer, the embattled vampire remains enduring and consequential to the vampire and horror genre. If you enjoyed this video, then like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.